Hello and welcome to another San Jose State Athletics webcast for the basketball teams. Last week, San Jose State's women's team took 2 wins in the state of Utah over Southern Utah and Utah Valley, and in the process, they got a WAC Player of the Week in Sarah Pavlanen. Here to talk more about the women's team is head coach Tim Kose.
Yeah, a big trip for us on the road, playing 2 games back-to-back, similar to what we'll face in the WAC. So it was really great preparation for WAC play, and to come out with the 2 wins with some adversity. You know, had some injuries, some illness. Really is a credit to our team, and that's what you want going into WAC play, is to be able to come together as a team and play some of your best basketball.
The WAC play is coming up, but you were talking about the roadmap that you have and the kind of plan you have for this team over the course of the season and over the course of your tenure here. Where are you in that roadmap right now?
We're on track. The goal for our non-conference schedule is to make history and break new ground, do things that we've never done before as a player and as a team. And as the players, now we start in the classroom. We want to change the culture, raise the bar in terms of expectations, and they've really responded. The team's GPA is above a 3.0. They're feeling really good about themselves, what they're accomplishing there, making progress towards their degree, raising their GPAs, and that carries over onto the court. They're working hard on the court to improve their game, and now we're winning games. We're having success that they've never had before. Individually, you have players like Brittany Johnson, and Sarah's having an amazing year, just recognized as WAC Player of the Week. All those are part of the roadmap, and so they're at a place now that they expect to be successful, and that's right where we want to go going into WAC play. And our goal is to win the WAC and compete for a national championship and build tradition. So it's a process, and we're on track to do that.
You talked a little bit about Sarah. She's the WAC Player of the Week, as you mentioned. Talk a little about her play this week in Utah. She played great offensively, which we've kind of come to expect from her. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't think about her as a defensive player, but she had a couple of good defensive games as well.
Exactly. Offensively, she's one of the best shooters in the conference. Defensively, she is deceptive. She's crafty. She has a really good sense of where the ball's going, hence the 8 steals in the game up in Utah. She does a lot for us defensively as far as getting deflections on the ball, anticipating where it's going, being in the right spot at the right time. And she's been a leader for us both on and off the court, defensively and offensively. And to have her recognized as WAC Player of the Week is a real credit to her efforts.
Does that kind of defense spur off of the aggressive defense you played this weekend?
Yeah, we're best when we're getting after defensively, pressuring the ball and the rebounding and running. A lot of times that leads to our best offense. And then when we put that all together is when we're at our best. And so we're heading that direction, and we got a week here to get healthy and then clean it up for Saturday's opener against Hawaii.
Saturday's opener, WAC opener, something you're not necessarily used to playing in a conference. Is that a little different for you?
Yes and no. When I was at Bakersfield, we were in the CCA, which is one of the best D2 conferences in the country, and we had great games, great rivalries, a lot of fun for the players, coaches, fans, everybody involved. And then we went Division I as independent. It was a lot tougher to have that atmosphere, and so being back up here in the conference, everybody starts 0-0. It's like a new season. The players are excited, fans are excited, and the team that wins the conference gets the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. So a lot of huge advantages. I think Bakersfield belongs in the conference, but I'm happy to be up here, San Jose State, competing in the WAC, and we get started on Saturday.
Okay, so the WAC game this weekend, opening WAC, you got something a little special planned this weekend. What is it?
Yeah, we're having a free kids clinic before the game at the event center at 5 o'clock. So kids 12 and under come to the event center at 5 o'clock. They get a chance to go on the floor with our coaching staff and players, and we're going to show them some fundamentals, Spartan basketball, and get them excited about the game, and then they get free admission to the game. So I know my girls are excited, their teammates are excited, and we hope the kids in San Jose come out, support the Spartans, and have a great time. Yeah, it should be a great atmosphere, conference opener, a lot of kids cheering on the Spartans, learning some stuff. That's what it's all about at the higher education in San Jose State.
All right, perfect. The women's team this week will prepare to take on Hawaii to start up conference play. That game will be at home on Saturday the 14th. For the men's team, they come off of a road loss to start off conference play at Hawaii, and this week they will continue to play on the road versus two conference foes. First on Thursday, January 12th at Nevada, before going to Fresno State on Saturday the 14th. Here to talk about more on the men's team is head coach George Nessman.
Well, there are no easy wins on the road in our conference at all. And Hawaii, I think, traditionally has been one of the hardest places for any team to go. And part of that is Hawaii's just got a good team. The game started, and they jumped on us and got a sizable lead out the gate. We battled back. Then they made another run to start the second half, and we battled back. But, you know, given all the factors, we were down 6 with 10 minutes to go with the ball 2 or 3 times. And we didn't have that competitive composure. Certainly we were playing hard as heck, and we were we were really engaged. But the competitive composure just to stay in the moment, keep doing what we need to do. Because I think if we closed the gap a little closer, it really would have maybe turned out differently. But give Hawaii a lot of credit. They executed their game plan better than we did. And I think they took away some of our strengths better than we were able to negate some of their strengths.
20 rebounds from Will Carter is just beyond a great night for him. Talk a little about Will's performance that night.
Well, I think Will's resurgence as a rebounder goes back to the struggles he had a couple weeks ago, and we really challenged Will. And Will's such a good person. He accepts that challenge. He doesn't deflect it or diminish it or dismiss it. And he's gone double digits at 3 games in a row. And I mean, Hawaii is big, and Will was battling in there, and it was really impressive to watch. And at some stretches, Will's willpower was keeping us in the game more than anything else.
All right, on to this weekend, another weekend for WAC play and 2 games on the road again. First game is a real tough one against a tough team, Nevada. They have 5 good guys that they generally just start them all the time, and they also have 4 players that average double digits. What can you expect from Nevada?
Well, it's interesting. Our staff was talking about this. This group of guys at Nevada lost a lot of games last year, and they don't have a player in their rotation that wasn't on their team last year. Yet they've really turned it around, and I think the first credit goes to David Carter, the head coach, and their staff for having a good off-season, obviously, and making some strides with their team. They're very talented, and they're very confident, and I think that speaks volumes about their club. They're just playing with a lot of confidence right now. Malik Story's shooting it really well. Deontay Burton's doing a great job at the point, and then their front line is not particularly big, but they're really athletic, led by Dario Hunt. And they're just playing within themselves, and they've had a real impressive win at Utah State on Saturday night. Never an easy play. And the last team to win up there in conference, I think, was Fresno in 07. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty good, and it's going to be a big challenge at Nevada on Thursday night.
What is it about that team? I mean, they don't score many more points than you guys do, but what is it about that team that gets them the wins?
Well, I think they're really composed in close games, and they've done a nice job with that. And look, they have some strengths, and they're playing to them. And I think when you have identifiable strengths and you play right to them, and other teams have a hard time blunting those strengths, that's the formula for a good team, and I think that's the reason Nevada's having so much success.
I know maybe one thing to work on this week in practice is the slow starts in the halves that you guys have been having more lately than anything. What can you do to work on those types of things?
There's just some odd elements to that. It's a 40-minute game, and every minute counts. I think coming out of the locker room, we need to be better. But it isn't like you can coach that. Like,
exactly.
Okay, well, make your shots in the first 4 minutes. And it just doesn't work that way. And I think we're probably in too small of a sample size to really see a pattern. And we're just going to have to, just be ready to play, be engaged, which I think our guys are. It's obvious because we're playing well at some point in the first half. And just deal with every minute as important and have that urgency in every minute. Sometimes younger groups, which ours is, wait to get their nose bloodied a little bit before they realize they're in a scrap. And that's a bad habit because sometimes irreparable damage can be done to you before you really are in the fight. And I think that's maybe part of it, but ultimately it's really just have urgency, get out there and compete from tip-off to buzzer and put yourself in position to win. I think what is encouraging, since the game at Cal, where we were not in a position to win with 10 minutes to go, we've been in a position to win every game. We haven't won them all, but we've been in position every single time with a chance to win. And you just got to keep knocking on that door, and eventually it opens for you.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining me again.
Thanks, Justin.
To recap again, the women's team will play at home to start off their conference season, and that will be on Saturday the 14th here at home against Hawaii. The men's team will have 2 road games in WAC play. First will be Nevada on Thursday, and then also Fresno State on Saturday the 14th as well. You can always check out this webcast on the YouTube channel or at sjsuspartans.com.